Another feature which is really important for especially entrepreneurs to understand is learning. Term sheets, negotiations around term sheets is really about learning. Learning by venture capitalists or angels about entrepreneurs, or learning by entrepreneurs about venture capitalists. So here are just a couple of examples. If you are an entrepreneur and you are very rather naive or foolish about term sheets, so if a venture capitalists approach you with a term sheet and you're so happy, you say, well, I'm okay with any term sheet, just let's sign up as quickly as possible, that is likely not a good sign. Well, why it is not a good sign? Because if you don't negotiate, if you don't bargain at all, then not unlikely you will behave the same with other parties, with your customers, with your suppliers, and you need to negotiate with them quite a lot. So that is not a good sign. On the other hand, if you're extremely tough, if you are crazy about every single fine print in the term sheet, and most of these points are really provided by the lawyers and play practically relatively, they're practically relatively unimportant, then potentially are too difficult to deal with. And maybe the message to the venture capitalist is that you are unreasonable. You actually don't know what is important, what is not important, and you are too just unpleasant to deal with. So maybe let's pass on. So this learning is really important. At this point, I always tell a story about an Indian venture capitalist who told me how he learns about prospective entrepreneurs. Now, in India, I'm not sure how many people here are from India, but in India, roads are not very good. And a journey that here in the valley will take about 10 minutes, there will take about 2 hours. He lives in Bombay. And he takes entrepreneurs in his car with air conditioning, but without a radio or music, for a 2-hour journey. And that means in Indian situation, 7-hour journey. And he told me that, over 7 hours, you can learn everything about a person. And that is his negotiation about term sheets. When I mention this to venture capitalists in the Valley, I actually think some of them are envious about that Indian guy, because if Teresa will take you on a 7-hour journey, San Francisco and back, it would kind of seem strange. But on the other hand, she would learn quite a lot about you. So learning is really important. And of course, you should try to learn as much as possible about venture capitalists, about their prior deals, about how they deal, how they work on the board, how they work with prior entrepreneurs. You should talk to entrepreneurs they invested previously.